So for the past, 20 years, we've all pretty much agreed on what a company website is for, right? Well, what if I told you that entire model is, well, it's obsolete? Today, we're going to dive into why the classic B2B website is failing and what's already starting to take its place.
And this quote, it just nails it. This gets to the absolute heart of the matter. See, this isn't about some new design trend or a flashy technology. It's way deeper than that. The tool we're all still using was literally built for a customer who just doesn't exist anymore.
All right, so to really get where we're going, we first have to understand where we've been. Let's take a look at the good old brochure website and talk about why, for a really long time, it actually made a ton of sense.
I want you to think back to, say, the early 2000s. Information wasn't everywhere like it is today. When a potential buyer landed on your site, chances are they knew zip about you. So the website had a pretty simple job. Introduce the company, explain what you do, and prove you're legit. It was basically a digital version of a paper brochure. And you know what? It filled a huge information gap. It worked.
But that world is long gone. Now we need to meet the real hero of our story today, the new B2B buyer. This person is the reason everything has to change, because offering them a simple explanation isn't just unhelpful anymore, it's actually working against you.
Just look at the difference here. The old buyer showed up at your digital doorstep needing you to tell them who you were. The new buyer? They arrive with a ton of context, probably after asking an AI to summarize the entire market for them. They don't need a basic education, they need help evaluating their options, and most importantly, confirming if you're the right fit for their very specific problem.
And this right here is the key. This is the whole ballgame. When an already educated buyer lands on your site, they want to move forward. They want to make progress. Forcing them back to square one with introductory content, well, it's not just unhelpful, it feels like a step backward. It's a total waste of their time.
Now, this isn't just some slow, gradual change. It's being slammed forward by three incredibly powerful forces. And once you see them, it becomes really clear that this whole shift isn't just a good idea, it's completely inevitable.
So what are they? First, AI has totally flipped the script on how buyers find solutions. Second, because of that, buyers have zero patience for being retaught things they already know. And third, there's a massive business reason. Sales teams are just infinitely more successful when they talk to a buyer who's already moving down the path.
Let's break down that first force, because it's a big one. For years, your website was a discovery asset. People found you through search engines. But now, AI is the new front door. Buyers ask it questions, they get these nice, neat summaries, and then they visit your site. This completely changes your website's job. It's not a discovery tool anymore, it's a decision tool. Its purpose isn't to introduce, it's to help them evaluate.
And that leads us straight into force number 2, buyer impatience. I mean, think about it from your own perspective. You've just gotten a super high-quality, AI-powered overview of a topic. The absolute last thing you want is to click on a website that talks down to you with the absolute basics. It just feels like a waste of time. The old brochure site re-educates. A modern website advances their journey. This chart just says it all, doesn't it? This is the third force, the bottom line impact. A lead that comes from an old-school brochure site shows up to a sales call needing to be taught everything from scratch. The quality of that conversation is low. But a lead from a decision support site, they've already done half the work themselves. They're self-qualified. That conversation starts on level 10, it's shorter, and it converts way, way more often.
Okay, so if the brochure site is the villain of our story, who's the hero? Well, it's this, the decision support model. And I want to be super clear, this is not just a redesign. It's not a new coat of paint. It is a fundamentally different way to build a website.
The entire purpose of this model is to help the buyer make progress. It's designed from the ground up to help them answer their own questions, figure out if this is the right thing for them, and decide what to do next, all by themselves, without having to get on the phone with a salesperson just to get some basic info.
So how does it do it? It's really built on these 5 core pillars. First, it lines up perfectly with the buyer's original problem. Then, it helps them resolve their biggest questions. It's designed to reduce friction and make things easy. It actually gives them tools for guided self-evaluation. And finally, it confirms their progress so they feel like they're getting somewhere. When you put them side by side, the difference is just night and day. A brochure site introduces and explains. A decision support site advances and resolves. The content shifts from being about your services to being about the buyer's questions. Instead of one big book a call button for everyone, you offer different next steps depending on where they are in their journey. And maybe most importantly, you stop making the buyer do all the mental work. You give them little tools, calculators, assessments to figure things out. And in the age of AI, this is everything. One of these sites becomes invisible to AI, and the other gets cited and recommended.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds great, but do I have to burn my entire website to the ground and start over? And the good news is no, absolutely not. You can start this transition with just a few really smart additions.
Here's where you start. Your first 3 moves. Number 1, build one simple tool. A guided assessment, a little quiz, a qualifier, something that helps buyers answer their single biggest question. This one change is a massive lever. Second, do a friction audit. Go through your site and find all the places people get stuck or confused, and just fix them. And third, stop trying to force everyone toward that one book a call button. Give people options that match how ready they are.
When you boil it all down, this is the core idea. Every change you make, every new page you build, should be guided by this one principle. You are shifting the fundamental job of your website away from being a static library of information and turning it into an active engine for buyer progress.
And so that leaves us with one last question. And this one's for you to think about. Take a really hard, honest look at your own website through this new lens. Is it stuck in the past, just offering explanations for a buyer who isn't really out there anymore? Or is it built for today, actively helping real buyers move forward and make a real decision? The answer to that question is going to determine your future.